Welcome. Please come in. There is no hurry here. The world will continue without you for a little while. Tonight, you are invited to lay down what has become too heavy to carry. You have nothing to prove, nothing to achieve, nothing to become, only to arrive. Your table has been waiting for you for a very long time, not because you reserved it, because it has always been yours. Take your seat. There is no correct way to be here. Simply allow yourself to arrive. Tonight, nothing will be served to your body, only to your awareness. Some courses may taste familiar, some may surprise you, some may ask to be tasted more slowly. There is only one request: do not rush through the meal. Some flavors only appear when we slow down. About food, it is about presence. Welcome. Your table is ready. Welcome back. Your first course is already waiting. Not on the table, within your attention. Before we speak of recipes, before we discover ingredients, there is something much smaller, a single taste take your time. Imagine holding a single grape. You could swallow it without noticing, or you could allow one single taste to become an entire moment. Life has always offered more than we usually taste. Perhaps the greatest luxury is not having more, but experiencing more of what is already here. Your first course is simply attention, nothing else is required. See. Good evening. Tonight, nothing asks to be understood, only to be seen. There is a quiet difference between looking and seeing. We look at thousands of things every day, yet how often do we truly see? Look at the candle. Its flame has never been in a hurry. Look at the tree. It has never compared itself to another. The water, it never asks where it should flow. Everything simply becomes what it already is. Perhaps life has always been this simple. Perhaps it is our thoughts that became complicated. Take one slow look around your own life. What beauty has quietly been waiting for your attention? Sometimes the greatest miracles have been standing before us all along. Only our eyes were elsewhere. Take your time. The next course is already being prepared.
To listen.
Welcome.
Tonight,
We will
listen
not
to answers.
to life,
Close,
nothing,
open,
everything.
listen.
To the wind, it never raises,
Its voice,
yet the trees
always hear it.
listen.
To the water,
It does not argue,
with the rocks,
it simply
continues.
listen.
To the fire,
It speaks without words.
listen.
To your own
Breath, it has been patiently
waiting for your attention.
perhaps
Wisdom
has never been.
hidden. Perhaps
It has always been whispering.
we became too busy to hear.
Remain
Here for one,
more moment.
the next serving
Is already
being prepared. To feel welcome. Tonight we will not search for answers, only for feeling. Place your hand upon your heart, not to change its rhythm, only to notice it. It has been speaking to you. every day without a single word. Feel the warmth within your hands. Feel the chair supporting your body. Feel the air resting upon your skin. Life has never been far away. It has always been touching you. Perhaps peace is not something we create. Perhaps it is something we finally allow. Remain here for a little while. Nothing asks anything from you. Only this moment. The next serving is already being prepared. Attention. Welcome. The first ingredient has been waiting quietly. Attention, whatever receives your attention begins to grow. A flower turns toward the light. A child turns toward a smile. A friendship grows when it is noticed. Even your own heart opens when you finally listen. Attention is the gentlest form of nourishment. Where does your attention rest each day? Upon fear, upon hope, upon what is missing, or upon what is already beautiful. Perhaps your life has not been shaped by time. Perhaps it has been shaped by attention. Choose carefully what you feed, because attention is always preparing tomorrow. is already being prepared. Patience. Welcome. The second ingredient cannot be hurried. Patience. The seed does not pull at its roots. The tree does not rush toward the sky. The river does not force its way to the sea. Everything alive knows its own rhythm. Only we have forgotten. How often have we mistaken speed for progress? Perhaps the deepest changes arrive quietly, invisible at first, like the dawn before the sunrise, like roots before the blossom. Sit for one more moment. Nothing beautiful is asking you to hurry. Not this candle, not this forest, not your heart. Thank you for your patience. The next serving is already growing. Curiosity. Welcome. The third ingredient is one we are all born with. Curiosity. Before we learn to judge, we learn to wonder. A child touches the rain for the first time, not to understand it, simply to discover. The birds do not question the sunrise, yet they greet it every morning. The flower does not know the name of the sun, yet it follows its light. Perhaps wisdom does not begin with answers. Perhaps it begins with one gentle question. What have I stopped being curious about? myself, another person, life. The world has not become less wonderful. We have simply become less curious. Tonight, allow one small question to remain unanswered. Sometimes wonder is the most nourishing ingredient of all. Thank you for sharing this moment. The next serving is already waiting. Kindness. Welcome. The fourth ingredient is often the quietest. Kindness, it asks for almost nothing, yet it changes everything. A smile costs nothing, yet someone may carry it for years. One gentle word can become a safe place inside another heart. The tree offers its shade without asking who deserves to rest. The river does not choose who may drink. The sun does not decide who may receive its light. Nature has never confused kindness with weakness. It simply gives what it already is. Perhaps the world changes less through great events and more through small moments that no one ever records. A door held open, a patient conversation, a listening ear, a quiet thank you. Kindness is not measured by its size, only by its presence. Take this ingredient with you. The next serving is already prepared. Gratitude. Gratitude. Welcome. The fifth ingredient cannot be bought. Gratitude. Not because life is perfect, but because something beautiful has always been present. The morning never sends an invoice for its sunrise. The tree never asks to be applauded for its shade. The rain never expects gratitude for filling the rivers. Yet they continue to give pause for a moment. Notice what has already been given to you today. A breath, a heartbeat, warmth, water, light. Someone who once believed in you. Gratitude does not change the past. It changes the eyes through which we see the present. Perhaps abundance begins the moment we stop counting what is missing. Thank you for receiving this serving. The next serving is already waiting. Simplicity. Welcome. The sixth ingredient is often overlooked. Simplicity. Nature never uses more than it needs. One seed becomes a forest. One drop joins another until a river is born. One candle can gently light an entire room. Yet we often believe that more will finally be enough. More things, more speed, more noise, more proof. Perhaps peace has never been hiding inside more. Perhaps it has always been waiting inside less. Enough space to breathe, enough silence to listen, enough time to notice, enough love to share. Take one slow breath, notice how little is needed for this moment to be complete. The simplest meals are often the ones we remember the longest. Thank you for sharing this table. The next serving is already being prepared. To share. Welcome. The seventh ingredient is discovered only when it is shared. A meal prepared for one can satisfy a body. A meal shared can nourish a heart. The candle loses nothing by lighting another. The river becomes smaller for no one who drinks from it. The tree never counts how many rest beneath its branches. Life has always grown through sharing knowledge. Shared becomes wisdom. Hope shared becomes courage. Joy shared becomes celebration. Sorrow shared becomes lighter. Perhaps the richest tables have never been those with the most food. Perhaps they were the tables where everyone felt welcome. Take a quiet moment. Who could receive a little more of you today? Thank you for bringing your presence to this table. The next serving is already being prepared. Trust. A bridge is never built by one side. Trust always begins with someone taking the first step. The birds trust the morning will come. The roots trust the rain will return. The river trusts the sea without ever having seen it. Perhaps life has always been moving through trust. Not certainty. Trust. Every friendship began with one moment. Every family with one embrace. Every community with one shared meal. Trust cannot be forced. It can only be offered. Perhaps the world has never needed more control. Perhaps it has needed more trust. Sit for one more moment. Notice who once trusted you and who might still be waiting for yours.
never only one drop in the river. Everything beautiful belongs to something greater than itself.
So do you? Perhaps belonging is not something we earn. Perhaps it is something we remember. The chair at this table was never reserved for perfection. Only for presence. No one arrives complete. We grow because we belong. Look around this quiet table. There is always another place, always another story. Always another heart. Perhaps home begins the moment no one has to earn their seat. Remain here a little longer. The table is becoming larger. The seventh generation. Some guests have not arrived yet. Some chairs are waiting for lives still unborn. Every meal we prepare today will one day be remembered by someone we will never meet. The trees we plant today may become the shade of another generation. The rivers we protect today may become someone else's first reflection.
The kindness we offer today may become a memory inside a child not yet born.
Perhaps the future is already quietly
sitting at this
table,
listening,
watching, waiting.
If they could speak to us tonight, what would they ask us to leave behind?
And what would they hope we choose to keep?
beautiful than we found it. The next serving is already waiting. The human menu. There comes a moment when we stop asking what life can give to us and begin asking what we may offer life. Perhaps this has always been the menu. Attention, patience, curiosity, kindness, gratitude, simplicity, sharing, trust, belonging. These have never been side dishes, they have always been the meal. Every generation adds its own ingredient. Every choice changes the recipe. Tonight you became part of it. Tomorrow someone else will taste what you leave behind. May your life become an ingredient that helps the whole table flourish. One table. The table has become larger. So quietly that perhaps you did not notice. The empty chair is no longer empty. Every life that touched yours is here. Every lesson shared, every kindness received, every smile remembered. The table was never meant for one. The bread tastes different when it is broken together. The silence feels different when it is shared. Perhaps humanity has always been one table. We simply forgot to look beyond our own plate. No one needs to lose for another to be fed. The greatest meals leave everyone nourished. Take one quiet look around this table. There is still room, always room, for another story, another heart, another tomorrow. Stay for a little longer. The evening is not over. If we cook together,
Imagine
just for one
evening,
that every kitchen on earth prepared
the same meal,
not
the same food,
the same intention.
no one trying to win, no one trying to own,
The recipe,
only trying to nourish life.
imagine if ideas were shared like bread,
If knowledge flowed like water,
if success meant that more people
could sit at the table,
would competition
still taste the same,
or would cooperation
become our favorite ingredient,
perhaps the greatest
recipe has never belonged to one chef,
perhaps it has
always been written by millions of caring hands.
tonight.
Do not search for the answer,
Simply
taste the possibility. Some recipes are waiting
for humanity to become ready. Perhaps every age creates its own menu. One feeds the body, another feeds the ego, another feeds fear. But somewhere there has always been another kitchen, preparing a quieter meal, a menu where success is measured by well-being, where knowledge is shared like bread, where health is richer than wealth, where every child is welcomed before every prophet, where the forests remain part of the recipe, where the rivers are served clean, where the air belongs to every guest, not because we are forced, but because we finally remember that we have always shared one table. Perhaps a healthy menu has never been about food. Perhaps it has always been about how we choose to feed life. One ingredient at a time, one heart at a time, one table at a time. One body, imagine for one quiet moment that humanity is not a crowd, but one living body. Every person a cell, every family an organ, every community part of the same breath? Would the hand grow richer by taking from the heart? Would the lungs compete with the trees that keep them alive? Would the eyes refuse to guide the feet? Nature never built itself through competition between its organs. It flourishes through cooperation. Perhaps health has always been the art of every part, helping the whole. And perhaps humanity is quietly learning the same recipe. Not one nation, not one culture, not one belief, one living body. May we learn to nourish the whole without forgetting the beauty of every part. What are we feeding? Every day, something is fed. A thought, a fear, a dream, a child, a forest, a friendship, a future. Nothing remains unchanged. Every choice becomes food for something. Anger grows when it is fed. So does hope. Fear learns to walk when we invite it. So does courage. The question has never been whether we are feeding the world. We always are. The question is what? Perhaps every word is a seed, every action a recipe, every day another serving. If tomorrow sat quietly at this table, what meal would it thank us for preparing?
taste what we prepare today.
What are we serving?
Every day,
Without realizing.
it we prepare a meal,
Not only with our hands, but with our choices,
our words become
ingredients,
our actions become
recipes,
our silence becomes
part.
of the meal.
Every family
Serves,
something,
every school serves,
something,
every company serves something,
every nation
serves.
something.
Some serve fear, some serve hope, some serve division, some serve connection.
Perhaps the question
Has never been whether we influence the world.
we always do
The question
is
what we place upon the table.
when someone leaves our presence.
What flavor remains?
Perhaps
That has always been our true menu.
may every meal
We prepare, leave someone a little more alive than before.
enough for everyone. Look at this table. It was never made for one. The bread does not become less because
Another piece is shared. The candle does not lose its light by lighting another. The river does not ask who deserves to drink. Nature has always prepared enough.
perhaps
Our greatest hunger was never for food.
perhaps It was for belonging, for meaning, for peace. Imagine a world where success is measured by how many people leave the table smiling, not by how much remains on one plate. Perhaps there has always been enough for everyone. The missing ingredient was never the meal. It was the way we chose to serve it. Leave this table with empty hands and a full heart.
The forgotten recipe. Every generation inherits a recipe. Some ingredients are remembered, others are forgotten. Once, people looked at the stars before making important choices. Once children learned from rivers. Once old trees were teachers. Somewhere along the journey, we remembered how to build machines, but quietly forgot how to nourish each other. Perhaps the recipe was never lost, only covered beneath noise, beneath speed, beneath fear. Perhaps every child still arrives, remembering a little of it. And every generation must decide whether to forget again or to remember together. Maybe the recipe has been waiting for us all along. reveals what is already there. Perhaps life has always been our mirror. The kindness we give returns in unexpected ways. The fear we feed often finds its way back home. The hope we plant may bloom in another heart. Every conversation leaves a reflection. Every choice becomes a mirror for someone else. Perhaps the world has never been separate from us. Perhaps it has always been showing us ourselves. Not to judge, only to invite us to grow. If tomorrow looked back at today, what would it see? Smile gently at the person who has been learning all along. Then look once more at the world. You may discover it has been smiling back. One breath before we spoke, we breathed before we believed, we breathed. Before we learned our names, we breathed. The first gift we ever received was never a possession. It was a breath. And every breath since then has quietly reminded us that life is always received before it is given. The air does not stop at borders. The wind never asks for passports. The forest breathes for the ocean. The ocean breathes for the clouds. The clouds return to the rivers. Everything inhales, everything returns. Perhaps we have never been separate. Perhaps we have always been breathing one another. Take one slow breath, not for yourself, for life. Listen. Even now, the whole world is breathing with you.
Leave it better.
Every guest
Eventually rises.
from the table
No one stays.
forever.
The meal ends.
The candles grow shorter,
The evening becomes memory.
yet something always remains.
A chair,
Carefully returned,
a kind conversation,
a quiet smile,
a garden watered,
a tree planted,
a child,
encouraged,
a stranger.
welcomed.
Perhaps our greatest
Legacy,
has never been.
what we owned,
Perhaps it is what
continues to grow
after
we are gone.
the forest you see today
Was once someone else's gift. The river you hear tonight
has carried
the footsteps of countless lives.
now.
It quietly asks the same of us. Leave this place
A little more beautiful than you
found it, not because you must, because someone
you will never meet
may one day arrive here after you. May they feel that someone cared, even if they never know your name.
the final course is unlike all the others.
It cannot be served on a plate. It cannot be held in your hands.
It arrives quietly when nothing more needs to be added. Look at the table, nothing is missing. Look at the candles, they are not ending. They are simply becoming part of the evening. Listen to the forest. Nothing is trying to impress the night. Everything is simply being what it already is. Perhaps this has always been enough. Not perfection, presence, not having everything, appreciating what is already here. Stay a little longer. No one is waiting for your chance. Tonight there is nowhere else you need to be. Sometimes the final course is simply the moment we stop searching. Every meal comes to an end. Every guest one day stands from the table, and then comes the bill, not written on paper, written in memories. Did someone feel more seen because you were here? Did someone leave with more hope? Did the forest become a little greener? Did one child laugh because you cared? No one asks how much you collected. Life quietly asks what you contributed. Perhaps that has always been the only bill that mattered. Pay it with kindness. Pay it with courage. Pay it with gratitude. And when you leave this table, may your absence still feel
evening is almost complete.
Until we meet again. The candles have grown quiet. The stars have taken their place. The table remains as it always will. Tonight, there are no final answers, only gratitude for every breath, every conversation, every shared meal, every moment of silence. If this evening offered you even one moment of peace, then the table has fulfilled its purpose. As you leave, take nothing from this place except what has already become part of you. Traveler, leave one chair ready, leave the door open somewhere. Someone is already walking towards this table. Perhaps one day our paths will cross again. Until then, live gently, love generously, share freely, and whenever life feels too heavy, remember your table is still waiting. Until we meet again.